What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and today I've got a story for y'all I think you're going to enjoy that ends with a mom trying to fight somebody. Yeah, that's right, it really do be like that sometimes. Before we get into it, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. You deserve to get 720 no-scoped, and without further ado, let's get into it.
Nice rack in her ass Brazilian. Just turned 21, but my bank's a million.
Alright guys, so this was actually a subscriber story that was sent in to me by a subscriber, and you know, they work as a cashier at one of the big box retail places. Think a place that ends in Mart and starts with a tar, and combine them you get Tar Mart, a place like that. And working as a cashier at one of those places during this time of year, things are definitely getting hectic. People are rushing out buying a lot of stuff, and while a lot of people seem to actually have like a way better attitude than usual, you know, the last year or so of being locked up has made them kind of realize it's not good to be screaming at the poor worker who has to deal with your crap. Every now and then, obviously, things are going to slip through the cracks and go crazy in a retail environment, and this is just one of those scenarios. So, as I said, they're working as a cashier, and they have this kid in mom come through their line, and everything's going pretty normally. They're just making small talk as you do, talking about the weather, you know, normal cashier talk. And it gets to the point where he's gone through every item that they have in their cart, and they're just kind of talking, and he looks down and he sees that the kid has one of the tins of Pokemon cards in his hands, right? And, you know, one of those tins is maybe like $15. It's not enough for him to, like, you know, let walk out the door. And on top of that, now that he's seen it, he can't really, like, pretend he didn't saw it. So he looks at the kid and he goes, "Hey, did you get that scanned, little buddy?" And she goes, "Oh, no, that's his Christmas present." And the guy is kind of confused, right? Because he's like, "Wait, what do you mean? Like, you bought it for him already?" Or, you know, he asks her because he's trying to understand. Well, you know, I just figured that, like, since the last year's been so rough, in the spirit of giving, that the store would just kind of let us take one thing for free since we're spending so much money today. And he's kind of sitting there like stupefied, not knowing what to say, obviously, because it's a situation of like, okay, I don't think that's store policy, and on top of that, I'm pretty sure we just call that stealing, you know. But he doesn't want to say that. He doesn't want to turn this into a big situation. So he's like, "Ma'am, I don't actually think that's a policy, so if it's okay, I can call over my manager and you can talk to them about it, but I don't want to sign off on anything that I can get in trouble for." And she's like, no, there's no need for a manager, he's just gonna take it. And he's like, "No, ma'am, if he's gonna take it, then you need to talk to my manager, because tonight when they come looking through and there's a thing of Pokemon cards missing, they're gonna ask what happened, and like, I don't want to be held responsible." You know what I mean? Like, he just doesn't want to get in trouble for it in any way. And listen, the odds of them going straight to the cashiers if something went missing, I don't know, but like, you still, dude, even then, even if he wouldn't get in trouble for it, he felt bad just letting them take it. So he was kind of like, "No, ma'am, you need to talk to my manager." And at that point, she goes a little bit Karen on him. She's like, "Do you really want to be the person that tells a kid no on Christmas? Like, is that really how your parents raised you, to be somebody that would destroy a kid's Christmas dream?" And the kid is standing there kind of looking like he wants the Pokemon cards, obviously, because chances are he wants the Pokemon cards. But at the same time, it's kind of messed up for the mom to be like weaponizing the Christmas spirit and her kid to try to get free stuff. Like, listen, here's probably what happened. She said, "Take those Pokemon cards, you can have them." So in that kid's mind, the Pokemon cards are his already. I think everyone's been in that situation when you're a little kid walking with like what you're gonna buy through the store. It's basically yours in your head. And now she's gonna make some poor cashier that's like dealing with this mad Christmas rush and all of this have to tell her kid no, he can't have it, and then she's gonna make him the bad guy. But instead of, you know, feeling bad and caving into it and not calling his manager, bro, she was just messing with this dude on the wrong day. I guess he had a bad day or something, because he decides to go all Ebenezer Scrooge, and he looks at her and goes, "Bah humbug," and grab the Pokemon cards, right? And was like, "No, if you're not buying them, you can't have them." And I think that's hilarious. She did not think that was as funny, and then she wanted to talk to the manager, right? So he calls the manager over, and his manager was an older lady who was strict but fair, you know, and she comes over, and the Karen starts to explain, "You don't understand, he was disrespectful, he said bah humbug and took the Pokemon cards away." And he's like, "Ma'am, there's context to that. It's not like I just said it out of nowhere." And she's like, "Well, what's the context?" And so he says it, and she's like, "Well, you know better. It's wrong to sass a customer like that. Obviously, you shouldn't have done that." Which, listen, you know, he probably shouldn't have said bah humbug and taken the Pokemon cards. That's fair. The kid didn't really do anything. But on top of that, you know, this kind of makes the Karen think that the manager's on her side. She's like, wow, she's lecturing this guy in front of me. But she goes, but you did the right thing by not letting them take the merchandise. And she looks at the lady. We don't have a policy where you get a free item for Christmas no matter how much money you spend. Trust me, I'm a manager here. I've worked here for the last 4 years, and they don't give me a discount, and I spend quite a bit of money here. So I'm sorry, but no, you're not getting your free item. And the Karen at that point is like, oh my goodness, that little brat. You realize that you're ruining his Christmas and you're gonna pay for this and da-da-da-da-da. And his manager sticks up for him and she's like, no, you're not gonna make him pay for anything. He's not gonna get in trouble for doing his job the way he was taught to do his job. And at that point, the Karen is like, you know what? If you're not gonna let me have the car, it's fine. But trust me, I'm gonna be waiting for you in the parking lot. Like when you get off tonight and head out there, just be on the lookout. And his manager's like, ma'am, are you threatening to be waiting in the parking lot to fight our employee right now? And she goes, no, it's not a threat, it's a promise, and like goes to push her cart out of there, right? And at that point, she had been like trying to push her cart out of there without paying. And the subscriber is like, no, ma'am, you forgot to pay. And he kind of smiles, which obviously is kind of like, you know, he's kind of like, oh, I win this round, you know? And so she begrudgingly pays. And at that point, I guess the manager had called security because like the loss prevention guys came over to escort her out of the store, because you can't really be saying you're going to be waiting for an employee to get off work so you can teach them a lesson and then say, that's not a threat, that's a promise. Because it's kind of a threat. So whatever, she gets escorted out of there, right? And the guy thinks that's gonna be the end of it. He goes about his shift and he's going to leave, right? And you know, it wasn't the end of it yet. Alright guys, I'm going to interrupt the video for just 1 second. If you take a look at your screen now, you'll see a gift card code. I give one away in every video, so turn on your notifications and subscribe and press the like button. Your mom's a hoe, and I'll get back to the video. Thanks. So he gets out there and he's going to his car, as you do, and as he's getting to his car, a car pulls up behind him and it starts honking like crazy, right? And he's like, what in the world? So he looks over and he realizes that it's the lady from earlier, bro. She had literally like gotten escorted out, went home, changed cars because the security would have been on the lookout for her car, and then came back to try to like, you know, prove something. And so he obviously is like, all right, I'm not dealing with this. So he goes to keep getting in his car, and she gets out and starts yelling about how like, oh, look at you, you think you're a big tough man when you don't give my son his Christmas present. Which I don't know why this lady is insistent that this stranger cashier at a store owes her kid a Christmas present. Like, did you think that a Hallmark movie was real and that Santa Claus was gonna meet you at this place? Anyways, he just doesn't say anything, and so she thinks that he can't hear him. So like, she already got her window rolled down, so she gets out of the car, and at that point he's like, I just need her to get her to walk over here. So he gets in his car and he rolls down the window and he goes, I can't hear you. And so she, and like, listen, this is just getting outplayed, big brain 500 play IQ here. She starts to come over to like yell into his window. And as soon as she is on his driver's side door, her car is on his passenger side. So she's safely like on the side of him, and he just backs up. And at that point, she's like, you're not getting out of here that quick. And he just starts to drive out of the parking lot. Keep in mind, he's done this a lot. He's worked here for a while. So it's not like a situation where he has no experience. And so she kind of gets in the car and goes to follow him, but he's already kind of far away at that point, and she starts speeding trying to catch up with him. And he does this turn that's near one of these big medians. Well, she doesn't make the turn as smooth, and her car kind of smacks into this median thing, right? And he hears a... and she kind of keeps going, and he looks, and her car looks uneven. She had hit the median and popped one of her tires. So she pulls over and she's swearing. She has her window down, and he just like leaves. He didn't even have to speed to do it. He had just like driven through the parking lot and knew that was probably going to confuse her if she didn't know where it was. So he obviously kind of just outplays her there, dude, and went home. He didn't know if she went to complain to Target. Chances are probably not, because, you know, someone would have recognized her and been like, aren't you the lady we kicked out of here earlier? Not the best option. So he doesn't know how she got out of there, but her car wasn't there when he went back to work. And he hasn't seen her since, dude, but you know that had to have been pretty embarrassing, dude. Nothing brings shame quite like trying to chase somebody down only to pop your tire, like on a curb, man. It's not like you were in some high-speed chase Tokyo drifting. No, you literally just hit a curb, and that's what threw off your high-speed chase, man. I'm not saying I'd be embarrassed, but I just might be a little bit embarrassed, you know? Maybe that's just me. Anyways, guys, moral of the story, don't be a Karen. This guy's mom really was trying to come to these lengths to fight people and it doesn't make your kid look cool. It just makes me want to bully him, even if he likes Pokemon cards. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you taking a second to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought. And, of course, subscribe if you're new and turn on notifications. If you really want to help me out, link to the intro song will be down below, along with a link to my podcast, The Scuffed Cast. And, of course, you could use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout to help me out. You get a discount on G Fuel, and I'd appreciate it. And last but not least, 2 more things to shout out. I've got the Spotify's on Storytime, or the Spotify for the Storytimes. My goodness, it's going to be in the description. Feel free to go check that out if you want to listen online or without gameplay. And, of course, we've got the Karen Christmas sweater, the coolest merch ever, which can be yours by visiting the link in the top of the description, so be sure to go do that. And, yeah, on that note, guys, that's going to do it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.